right, getting ready to get going tonight here from Wentzville. Game against St. Peter's. We got back-to-back games against them tonight and tomorrow mid-afternoon back in Chesterfield. Sounds like we have a pretty active DJ today, so I may have to go on mute a few times. And we're getting ready to get started. Puck comes out. Matthew Stryker, quick shot, deflected just wide. Smith sails one just wide. St. Peter's breaks out. Chesterfield midline change. Ramey steps up, player cuts across, shot. That got to the point. Looked like picked off by Ladano. Turned back over though. St. Peter's shoots. Ooh, nice save. Chesterfield cuts across the middle. Puck is bouncing and flipped out of play by STP. Face-off will come to the right of the goaltender, number 93 for St. Peter's. 24 McLean will take the draw for the Falcons. He wins the face-off. Holland shoots it on. Puck is bouncing, covered up by the goaltender. Face-off controlled by McLean. He'll go back out to the point. Quick shot, Marcantel wide. Actually deflected. Centers through the slot. That was intended for Holland. Back the other way we go. STP breaks in. All the way around to the far side. Puck now goes behind the goal. Now over to the near side. Player cuts across, shot, saved by Byrne. Chesterfield hemmed in a little bit. Another chance to get it out. Oh, it does just get out of the zone. Offsides is the call. Face-off will come just outside of the Falcons zone. 12:21 to play, first period. Controlled again by STP. They come in, broken up. Ooh, could have a breakaway here. Just a little too hot. It's Fessler. He gets a little help from Malik. Malik gets it. Malik. He's pulled down, no call. Either a trip or just fell down, not sure. Puck is sent back in. Malik after it once more. Ooh, and icing is the call. So we'll go back into the Falcon zone. And again, guys, if you hear my mic go off, just give me a few seconds. We got music playing. I got to pull the sound every once in a while so I don't get copyright issues. Should be okay, though, for the most part. All right, puck sent around. Looks like Ramey into the corner. Ramey runs into several players. Ooh. Puck is still bouncing around, and they blow the whistle. Chesterfield sends out a fresh line. Bullard will take the draw this time. Face off controlled by STP. St. Peter's brings it around. Ooh, nice job there by Bullard. He picks the pocket, centers. Ooh, right across, comes back out top. Shot blocked by number 38 on D. And we have offsides as Chesterfield was coming back into the zone. This is Stryker. Stryker shoots, deflected, wide of the goal. Kiefer after it. Number 34 comes up with it. He's going to spin, trying to get a shot off. He sends it back out to the point. Nice pass, shot, rebound, oh, off the post. Back out to the point once more. That was Stryker on the initial shot. Bullard comes in, scores! Asher Bullard with the goal. Let's go to the replay. Puck hits the post in the first try. I think goes back out to Stryker, comes back down. Bullard turns, goes right over the short side of the goaltender. Makes it 1-0, Falcons lead. Puck now goes into the Falcons zone. Quick shot. Ooh, just wide or a shoulder save there. Ooh, big hit in the corner. And we got a call coming here on the Falcons. Penalty, waiting for the number to come up on the board. It's on Matthew Stryker. All right, Chesterfield now shorthanded for a minute 30, leading 1-0 on a goal by Asher Bullard. Ooh, shot in by Marcantel. Holland with a nice little move. He gets it, trying to center, and the goalie covers. Another quick shot. STP enters the zone. About 50 seconds remaining on the penalty to Matthew Stryker. Shot blocked. Oh, it's bouncing. Got to be careful there. Chesterfield gets it out to the neutral zone. And we have another whistle. I'm not sure what the call is. Looks like we may have a St. Peter's player heading to the box. All right, guys, we only got 25 seconds left on the penalty to Stryker. Nice centering pass. That was Lodano. All right, Stryker's out of the box. Chesterfield goes on a short power play. Centering over to Fessler. Puck's bouncing. McLean gets it. He sends it down. Colby Beck. Beck sends it across. Oh, what a shot by Lodano. Let's go to that replay on the pass from Colby Beck. Power play goal for the Falcons. Lodano pinches in. Boom. Makes it 2-0 Chesterfield. Power play goal for the Falcons. Puck gets out of play. Fessler giving chase. Held in by Beck. Beck sends it back down low. Fessler and Malik. Ooh, big hit there behind the goal. St. Peter's comes out with numbers. Puck to the point. Oh, Chesterfield's coming down. They wave off the icing. Puck out to the high point that was intended for Marcantel, who gets through the defense. Oh, what a save. Byrne. Come back down the other way now, starting to open up a little bit. Bullard. He's already got one goal, looking for a second. He gets a little help from Kiefer. Kiefer sends it back out to Stryker. Stryker with a quick shot. Back to Kiefer. Kiefer dumps it in. Chesterfield changes players, or at least Kiefer heads off. I think the rest of the players were later or earlier on the shifts. That was Danny Ma steps up. Oh, that puck goes off the ceiling, and we've got a whistle. Stop play. Chesterfield comes out. Smith. Might have been a blocker save by 93. Lee. He sends it back out to the point. And that was Scott trying to get it back down low. Ramey steps up. He sends it up to Armfield. Armfield goes down into the corner. He dives to keep it alive. Here's Smith trying to wrap around. He runs in some traffic. And we have an offsides call. Held on to by Byrne. With 3:30 to play in the first period. We have a whistle. I think we may either have offsides or another penalty coming. This time I think it is to St. Peter's. Number 19 goes to the sin bin for 1:30. Chesterfield goes on their second power play of the day, 1 for 1 so far. Controlled by the Falcons. Teddy Summerich on the far side. He sets up. Quick shot. Puck's bouncing. McLean turns. McLean's got some room to work. Ooh, nice. Right pad save by the goaltender. Ooh, nice move by the St. Peter's player. And they score shorthanded. Shorthanded goal by St. Peter's makes it 2-1. Almost got another one, hits the post. Ooh, nice pass. Backhander. Oh, just over the goal. Takes a bad, oh, we're going to get an icing call. Took a bad bounce off the boards on the pass out to the point. Puck's bouncing down low. Shot by Bullard. Held on to by the goaltender. Controlled again by the Falcons. They go back out high. Markentel sends it just wide. St. Peter's back at full strength. They get a shorthanded goal on the penalty to make it a 2-1 game. Puck comes back out high. That puck is bouncing, gets over the stick of, it looked like Nick Scott back there. Goes back out to center ice. Markentel. Get a little speed around the corner. Centers it. Right there. Oh, puck's bouncing still. Good chance. That was a good chance for Kiefer. Oh, we go another long outlet pass, trying to go for the home run. Should be icing. Armfield pinches in. Smith comes out. Smith could have pulled the trigger. Shot from the point. Smith again. Puck still bouncing. And back out we go into the Falcons zone. Five seconds remaining in the period. One last hurrah for St. Peter's, and that will do it. All right, we're going to go to intermission. Chesterfield leading 2-1 on goals by Bullard and Ladano. St. Peter's, ooh, trying to center it, got just through there, just a little bit out of the reach of that player. It's about a foot away from him. They go back out to the point. Shot is blocked by Holland. Ramey takes it. He gets his pocket picked, trying to come back out. Fessler, he's going to give it a shot now. There you go. Gets it out to center ice. Chesterfield comes in. This looks like Fessler backhands. Ooh, that almost got in. All right, they just put the shots on the board, so we'll get caught up with those. Striker sends it in, blocked, puck is sent down. They wave off the icing. Striker off his skate, he gets it. He's got 2-3 guys on him, they'll flip it out. Colby Beck pursues. Striker holds it into the point, fires. Save made. Chesterfield gets the rebound, back out to Striker again. Puck comes across, blocked, and just out of the zone. Face-off will come just outside of the St. Peter's zone on the offsides by the Falcons. Quick shot, just wide. Marcantel picks it up. He flips it up. Kiefer. Puck sent back down low. Danny Ma. Ma plays it. Floats one across the middle. Gets it out of the zone. Player partially fans on it. Chesterfield getting beat to the pucks here. All right, Marcantel steps up. Tries to clear the zone, unable to. Danny Ma's turn. He's got room to the middle. And Kiefer unable to handle it. Or sorry, that was Bullard. Marcantel again. Chesterfield getting pinned in, unable to clear the zone. Centers, and they score. Saw it coming. Chesterfield had multiple chances to get the puck out. They were unable to, and that ties it up. All right, 2-2 is the score. Smith will take the face-off for the Falcons. We got a tie game now. And offsides again on Chesterfield. Smith takes it. Smith dumps it in down low. Puck comes out to Ramey. Ramey shoots through wide. Scott over. Scott unable to play it, gets back to the blue line. Chesterfield brings it over to the weak side, nobody there. Back over, Smith plays it, nice tic-tac-toe. Puck's right in the middle. St. Peter's gets it. Ooh, big hit, and we're gonna get a penalty coming here on the Falcons. Teddy Summerich to the box. Got a penalty right off the draw for the Falcons. And delayed penalty was called. See what the call is this time. Chesterfield, since giving up the shorthanded goal, has been playing on their heels. Now they're going to be facing a 5-on-3. Chesterfield jumped out to a 2-0 lead in this one. And that one is McLean going to the box. All right, we have a timeout called. Not sure which side called it. I'll probably assume it was Chesterfield, but I could be mistaken. Big penalty kill for the Falcons. St. Peter's will have a 5-on-3 for 1:17. This is going to be a long one. Face-off is controlled by St. Peter's. They get set up. They try to center. It's broken up. Malik trying to make a couple moves. Finally gets a hold of it. Kills a little time. Both teams reset. And St. Peter's comes in. Trailer. Shots wide, rebound. Quick pass across. Shot, save. Rebound. Malik gets it. He's tripped, no call. That goes all the way back down. All right, held on to by the goaltender. Colby Beck takes the face off. It's won by St. Peter's. They turn it over immediately, though. Scott sends it in. 5 seconds left in the first penalty to Teddy Summerich. Chesterfield clears the zone. All right, both teams back at full strength. Striker knocks the player off the puck. Chesterfield transitions out. He sends it over far side. Here come the Falcons now. Kills off the 5-on-3. Another nice save by the St. Peter's goaltender. Saved by Byrne. Bullard tips it up. Striker up to Lee. Armfield stepping across. Smith. Smith cuts down the right wing. He's going to cut across. Centers. Puck is sent out by St. Peter's. They got 2-on-1. Puck goes down the corner. Nice hit by Striker. 23 goes, tips it up. Chesterfield trying to transition out. That's Lee. Striker, far side to Smith. Quick shot, glove save by Byrne. All right, well, we have a quick whistle. Starting goalie for Chesterfield, Pavel Byrne. Puck is bouncing. Byrne covers it up once more. Lodano. Lodano, he plays it, tips it up, keeps going. Pate Lodano skates in, makes a move, sends it across, right in the slot. Oh, shot just wide or a save. Now St. Peter's comes out, numbers 2-on-1. Kiefer. Kiefer gets stood up at the red line. And offsides is the call. McLean takes the face off again for Chesterfield. It is controlled. Ooh, man, St. Peter's almost breaking out. That's close. Now we're going to come back the other way. Max Markentel coming in. Markentel to the side. Goes behind the goal. Chesterfield pressuring. Oh, good chances. Still going, held on to. Both teams change lines. Face-off win for Chesterfield. Rebound. Ooh, another big save. Puck is sent out to the neutral zone, right back out to center ice. Chesterfield comes back in and just offsides. Face-off will come back out to center ice. Puck goes behind the goal, centered, shot, rebound. Ooh, man. Ooh, nice save by Byrne. Like we're going to get offsetting minor penalties on that play. Looks like 81 for St. Peter's and 65 Nick Scott going off for the Falcons. And we'll play 5-on-5. Face-off exits the zone. It should have been offsides, no call. Back out to the point, held in again. Chesterfield again having trouble getting it out. This time Army picks it up. They score! Three to two, St. Peter's takes the lead here in the second period. 3 consecutive goals. And offsides is the call. Ramey. Ramey behind the goal. Puck comes across, Ramey again, shoots! Held on to. The St. Peter's goaltender has played very well since about the first 5 minutes, let in a couple early ones, and since then has been making some big saves down there. Good shot. Held on to once more. Looks like St. Peter's may have a player going to the box, potentially. That's number 33 for St. Peter's. All right, Chesterfield will go on the man advantage now. With 1:26 to play in the second period. Quick shot, puck's bouncing. They score! Quick goal. Power play goal. Let's go to the replay. Face off one, goes across the middle. Beck's there. Backhander. Evan Malik with the goal. Chesterfield knots it back up 3-3 on the power play goal. All right, 3-3 now here late in the second period. Chesterfield has just tied it up on a power play goal. been back and forth game. Started out, Chesterfield hopped out to an early 2-0 lead. Gave up 3 consecutive goals, so St. Peter's jumped out to a 3-2 lead. And Chesterfield has just knotted this back up now on the power play goal. St. Peter's getting a lot of good chances. There we go. Good job there. Malik breaks out. Chesterfield breaking back in. They got a guy in the middle, center it. What a save. That was a fantastic save by the goaltender again. And it looks like Chesterfield's looking for an explanation. There was no penalty call there. All right, we'll continue to skate 5-on-5 for the last 36 seconds of the period. Nice play by Scott to get back to break that up. Puck's right on the side of the goal. And held on to by Byrne. Malik to take the face off, 89 for Chesterfield. Puck is controlled by the Falcons. That should just about do it for the period. And we got another penalty coming right at the end there. Let's see what the call is. All right, as I thought, St. Peter's got a penalty there right at the end of the period for interference. So 97 for St. Peter's goes to the box. So Chesterfield will start the third period on a man advantage. Chesterfield holds it in. That was Ooh, nice outlet pass for Ramey. Fires, ooh, just deflected just wide. McLean again, goes back out to Ramey. Ramey sets, shoots, just wide again. Striker sends it down to McLean. McLean works it. He's gonna go back out to the point, nobody home though. And it goes all the way back out to the neutral zone. Ooh, turned over. Ooh. Held on to by Byrne, I believe. Held in nicely by Armfield. Armfield over to Smith. Smith, he goes to Lodano. Lodano trying to get around players, getting hooked a little bit. Smith, oh, nice play by Lodano. He gets it back to Armfield. Armfield spins. He's got Smith coming over to help him out. Puck comes right through the middle. Lee, oh, turns, fans on it. And icing is the call. Face-off will come to the right of the St. Peter's goaltender. Both teams now back at full strength. Bullard takes the face-off. Kept in at the point by Markentel. Bullard gets hooked down, no call. The referee thought about it. The referee was right in front of me. He actually pulled his whistle up to his mouth, but decided not to make the call. 12:44 remaining, third period. Offsides on Chesterfield, so the faceoff comes outside of the STP zone. Kiefer runs out of real estate. Ooh, dangerous player there by St. Peter's. No call. Danny Ma might have gotten away with one. Puck back to the neutral zone. Chesterfield changing players. Malik comes down. Malik shoots just over the goal. He's got to get that shot down a little bit. Malik sends it out to the point. Quick shot. Puck's bouncing. Malik gets it again. He cuts to the middle. Puck right there again. Icing is the call. Chesterfield gets control. Center ice, they send it down low. McLean, who gets help from, that might be Summerich. Shot, oh, deflected just wide. Ooh, nice pump fake by Ramey. Ramey fires, so that gets tipped over the goal. Two good chances for the Falcons. Both shots ended up going wide, but they were excellent opportunities. All right, looks like they're looking to repair the net over here. It looks like it's got a couple holes on the side. Just about ready to get back at play. Looks like they've fixed the goal. I'm not sure if that referee had zip ties in his pocket. He's got a utility belt somewhere on there. All right, we're talking it over still. .9:26 now to play, third period, 3-3. Chesterfield jumped out to a 2-0 lead early. St. Peter's then gained the lead 3-2, and Chesterfield has tied it up on the latest goal on a power play. Puck back to the point. Ramey, quick shot. Nice save. Puck still bouncing. Still loose. It is still loose. Oh, man. Oh. And we got pushing and shoving down here behind the play. See what the call is. My guess is it will probably be offsetting Miners if I had to bet. We'll see what they put on the board. We got 8:56 to play. All right, as I suspected, both players go off, no penalties called, or no. Both teams will be 5-on-5 on the offsetting penalties. St. Peter's tries to break out through the left side. It gets cut off. They'll come down. Looks like we have an offsides or a penalty. Looks like we're going to have more offsetting Miners. All right, offsetting Miners again. So we'll continue 5-on-5. So I think the last two penalties on Chesterfield were on Teddy Summerich, number 13, and then number 77, Arnfield goes to the box. Both were offsetting, so no harm done. Chesterfield breaks out. Nice move. That was Smith, rebound. Bullard looking for an outlet. Bullard sends it. And offsides on the Falcons. Face off just out of the STP zone. St. Peter's cuts in, loses control of it. Big hit in the corner. Another call coming on the Falcons. And Chesterfield will now be shorthanded. That's Matthew Stryker to the box. Chesterfield keeps. Chesterfield trying to get the puck out of the zone. This time they successfully do so. Puck gets out. There's 10 seconds left on the power play for St. Peter's. Chesterfield now will go on the power play. Quick shot, ooh, just misses the goal. Delayed call coming. And now Chesterfield will go up a man. With 5:32 to play. Face-off is won by St. Peter's, and they'll send it down for an icing call. So we'll come back here. .5:25 to play. We're all knotted up at 3 goals by Bullard, Lodano, and Malik for the Falcons. Looks like we're changing personnel here. That is Smith coming out. McLean on the face-off. McLean, another icing. With 5:18 remaining. Smith take the draw again. Time it's won by the Falcons. Shot wide. Had a lot of wide shots today. We'll get a few more on goal. We do have 27 shots, but we've missed several good opportunities. That one could be icing again, and it will be. Face-off again controlled by St. Peter's. And offsides for the Falcons. Face-off will come out to center ice. STP has won several face-offs on this man advantage for the Falcons. Nice. Falcons back out to the neutral zone. Right pad save. Ooh, nice centering pass, shot. Glove save. Bullard on the face-off. Off the ceiling it goes. We'll do it again. St. Peter seems to be content when winning the face-off. They're just going to keep icing the puck for the rest of the power play, I believe. They win another one and just send it back out again. Armfield gets around one. Ooh, he had a guy in the middle, but just couldn't get to it. Armfield again. Nice pass out to the point. Shot. Ooh, kick. 9 for St. Peter's, skates around a few kids, sends it on goal. Puck is held in. Back to the neutral zone. St. Peter's resets. Ladano plays it behind the goal. Sends it up on the far side. Nobody home for the Falcons. St. Peter's getting set up. Back around to the near side. All right, another chance for Chesterfield. They get it out this time. Summerich. They score. With 2:10 left, St. Peter's regains lead. .210 now remaining. Chesterfield's going to have to strike. Looking to at least tie this one up. Oh, what a pass and what a save. Fantastic save by the goaltender. I mean, that was a highlight reel save right there. Shot, score! What a goal, Armfield! Let's go to the replay. I'm pretty sure that was Army. Army picks it up, shot, scores. 4-4. All right, 30 seconds remaining. Chesterfield coming in again. Oh, that was Smith trying to pull the trigger, and we're going to have icing. And it looks like we have a timeout called. I think this one's Chesterfield. I think earlier in the game we had a timeout called by St. Peter's. All right, guys, I'm going to mute for a second while they're playing the music again. Ooh, good chance there for St. Peter's. Oh, they score! 24 seconds left. Back and forth game. St. Peter's regains the lead, 5-4. Another last-ditch effort for the Falcons. 15 seconds remaining. Puck is sent down low. 8 seconds left. And we get a penalty call behind the goal. All right, with 4 seconds remaining, I'm gonna get 2 minors here. Roughing call. All right, the face-off's going to stay in the St. Peter's zone. As they tend to the injured player. All right, I think we have offsetting minors coming. Only 4 seconds remaining. They can just drop it and probably just wrap this up. Back and forth game, like I said. Chesterfield took a 2-0 lead early. St. Peter's battled back to take the 3-2 lead. Chesterfield tied it then again 3-3. St. Peter's jumped up on a 4-3 lead. Chesterfield tied it once more late in this period, and then St. Peter's scored one with about 25 seconds left to play here. And that will do it. All right, 5-4 is your final. Real quick, we'll go through the goals. St. Peter's comes out ahead here. Goal number 1 was scored by Asher Bullard. Let's go to that one. I think it was sent down by Matthew Stryker. This was early in the first period. That gave Chesterfield a 1-0 lead at the time. Goal number 2 coming up here in a second. Goal number 2 was by Peyton Ladano. With about 8 minutes left in the first period, Ladano steps up. He goes top shelf too. That made it 2-0 early in favor of the Falcons. Next goal for Chesterfield. This one, I believe, is Evan Malik to tie the game back up at 3-3. He's going to get a hold of it. He's going to backhand it. Scores. Tied the game up 3-3 at the time. That was in the second period. Then we head into the third. Michael Armfield late in the third period with the net empty for Chesterfield. With about 50 seconds left, Armfield buries one to make it 4-4. But unfortunately, St. Peter's comes back and gets one more with 25 seconds left to win the game 5-4. All right, we'll be back at it tomorrow in Chesterfield. See you all then. Thanks for joining.